In our day-to-day lives, negativity festers within us, be it towards ourselves, towards others, or to things out of our control. But in this anime, these negative emotions can attract lifeless beings called Ayakashi or phantoms, and the only way to rid the world of such beings is with the help of a god. Yato is the god we follow. He is an unknown god of war that was born long ago, and for many years he killed and killed, until he looked around and saw that war was no longer rampant, and his counterparts, the other gods, all brought something bright into the world, where he was just a reminder of what used to be. So he decided to change. He decided to become greater and make a positive difference in any way he could, for almost nothing. Yato would help you find your cat, or help you clean your bathroom. He will do anything to gain followers and to become a god of happiness for only 5 yen. Noragami was a giant in the 2010s era of anime. Social media was littered with profile pictures of the main characters, so I thought I would bring it back into light for those who have never heard of it or forgot that it existed. Noragami follows the story of Iki Hiyori, a girl who should have died while trying to save Yato. But instead, she is one foot in the world of the living and the other in the afterlife, and the only way for her to become normal again is to stick by Yato and hope he finds a way to fix her. At a glance, this looks like a pretty standard story, so why did it become so popular? The characters in Noragami are unlike every new Kirito clone that pops up, or every cute girls doing cute things anime, because the characters actually have a unique personality. They are written like they are people. It's difficult to guess what they will say or do next. Yato is a god who has lived for a very long time, so you would expect him to be wise and act with maturity, but he doesn't. He never lived in a way that would teach him those things. Instead, he is obsessed with becoming well known, writing his number everywhere he can, dreaming of followers, a shrine, and women. And he doesn't give a shit. He will help anyone who asks, but he's helping them to help him reach his goals, not out of the kindness of his heart. This level of writing doesn't just apply to Yato, it applies to almost everyone. A small, kind spirit is waiting out in the cold snow. It doesn't know what it is waiting for, but it can have purpose. Yato finds this small being and summons it to him, and it becomes Yukine, a small 14-year-old boy, and Yato turned him into a regalia, a weapon to slay phantoms. And Yukine immediately starts being annoying and bratty. Perhaps the writers wanted you to hate him a bit, but then you realize he died when he was just a kid. He died before he even got to live. And now he is forced to fight for a god he doesn't even know. So it makes sense that he acts out and starts stealing and breaking things, because if I was in his shoes, I might even act the same way. The phantoms themselves can come in all shapes and sizes. They can be long snakes, they can tower over buildings, or they can look like... Despite the phantoms having interesting designs, the other villains do seem to be a bit uninspired. It's like all the low effort and bad writing went into the villains, because I have no idea what this guy's motivations are. But the fights are so good that you won't care about why the villain is bad, because look at this. The fights are full of cool swordplay, and there can be different combinations of weapons, keeping the big fights fresh and unique. But what keeps you watching Noragami are the characters and the crazy shit they get up to. Like talking to a guy who is actively falling from a building he jumped off. Or all of the different gods and regalia we meet, with their different quirks, because with each side quest, each new god, each phantom killed leads to our main characters growing and developing, pushing us to keep watching to learn more about them and what happened in each of their pasts. This with a fun art style that brings the characters' personalities to life, and with each episode being paced so something important or interesting is always happening, helps create an anime that hooks you in and doesn't let go. Noragami has two of the best openings I've ever heard, and if you've been watching anime for a while, you have probably heard them before. They are so groovy and they truly bring me back to the 2010s era of anime. But other than the openings, the music doesn't feel memorable or that unique. Overall, Noragami is an awesome show with amazing art, action, music, and characters that still feels unique to this day. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a lot of fun from start to finish. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more, subscribe and comment. I respond to those.